Hi everyone, Patty Plant here, aka Patricia Hanbidge, and I am your graduate horticulturist coming to you wherever you are. So thanks for joining us to my home, my garden, my indoor grow spaces. Today we actually are outside, but unfortunately the trees haven't leafed out yet, so we're under the umbrella, so it's a little bit shaded. I brought my favorite helper here, Little Green Sprout. So without further ado, let's get on because today we are talking about planting strawberries and other crown plants. So I've got some strawberry plants here. Nice little 6-pack of strawberries. And I'll talk more about different types of strawberries as we get going. But how you easily get plants out of a 6-pack is basically kind of squeeze the 6-pack enough to pull out a plant. There we go. Well, that's a great root ball. Perfect. Perfect. That's what I like to see. So I'm going to hand this over to my assistant in just a moment. So if they're a little bit root bound, which often happens in a container, because in that container, the plants have to be supplied with absolutely everything they need. So easy way to do that, to kind of prepare them for life in the soil, is basically just split the base open. You don't have to do any more than that, because the idea is not to damage the root tissue, but instead to allow the roots to spread out and fill in the new container that you're going to put them in. So another thing I'd like to talk to you about is the crown of the strawberry, because strawberry plants are quite unique. And I'll let you go ahead and start planting this, and I'll grab another one to show the folks. So one of the things that is interesting about strawberry plants is they actually are able to be planted from a crown. So this is actually an asparagus root. So you can see that on the bottom is some root tissue. And on this one, you see a new shoot growing. So right here is the crown of the plant. And you can see that on the strawberry, a little deeper. Yeah, got to put it right down to the same level it was planted in the container. But with strawberries, it's important to not plant them too deep and not to plant them too shallow. So I'm going to hold this plant up, and I hope you can see. The crown is right at the base, at just above the soil level. If you plant the strawberry too shallow, then the roots will dry out. If you plant it too deep, then you bury that crown, which is that it's a compressed stem that allows the shoots to grow on one side and the roots to grow on the other. So I'm going to give you another strawberry here to plant while I'm chatting. So the depth is very, very important. Anything you're planting for production, make sure you plant it in full sun. In most cases, just a little bit deeper. This is a strawberry pot. So not very practical, but kind of fun, and it looks nice. So now you want to fill soil in around your plant just to the crown. Nothing more, nothing deeper. And then press it down firmly so the roots are well adhered to the soil. So plant them at the right depth, full sun. You will need to fertilize, and even though the strawberry pot is a bigger container, it's still a container. So if you want to get good production and good growth and lots of strawberries to eat, then you want to plant it the appropriate depth in full sun, give it all the nutrition, and of course keep them evenly moist. Don't let them dry out. A little bit more soil in there. You can just use your fingers. It doesn't matter if you get dirty in the garden, right? So just a little bit more about strawberry plants. There's 3 different types of strawberry plants. There's June bearers, and those strawberry plants will have one big production time, and depending on where you live, it may not be June, but somewhere in the middle of the summer. And they will have one big flush of production, and then that's about it. Ever-bearing strawberries, even though they say they're ever-bearing, that's not really absolutely true. Ever-bearing strawberries will have 2 flushes of growth, one kind of in the early summer and then one a little bit later in the fall. So even though they call them ever-bearing, they aren't really ever-bearing. And you might get a smattering of strawberries in between those key production times, but it's not going to be enough to freeze or oh, sorry, you need another plant? Aren't you amazing? Here we go. Look at that one. Beautiful. Yeah, you planted that very, very well. I'll just turn this a little bit. We can see your work. That's great. So everbearing, June bearers, and then we have day neutral. And if you have your choice, day neutral strawberries are the ones to plant if you want production from spring right down through till fall. So day neutral strawberries are not affected by the day length, which strawberries are, which affects their production time. So if you really want to have strawberries all summer long that you can munch on in the garden, then you want to definitely plant day neutral. And there's lots of different cultivars. Plant all of them if you want. It's nice to have things that you can eat right out of the garden. So crowns, remember, compressed stem, can't be planted too deep nor too shallow. That crown, the buds, the top part of the crown need to be above the soil surface, and the bottom of it actually has to be buried in the soil so those roots don't dry out. Good thing I've got an assistant here. While I'm talking, there's actually work being done. So anyway, folks, I hope you enjoyed this little segment on planting strawberries and other types of vegetables that you grow from crowns, and I hope it will help you in your garden this year. I would like to just talk just a minute more about these asparagus crowns, because what you see here is what you want to plant if you're planting anything from a crown, because you want that faster growth. If you plant seeds of vegetables or fruit that are produced with crowns, then it's going to be a long time before you get any real production. So thanks for joining us. I'm Patty Plant. I'm a graduate horticulturist with years of experience in the field all over the world. I do appreciate your time. I'm glad that you could join me. Check out the YouTube channel Grow. I did put the URL on the post for Facebook, and I will put some more pictures up, and we're populating the YouTube channel Grow all the time, so I hope you can check that out. And if you like it, please subscribe. In the meantime, my name is Patty Plant, aka Patricia Hanbidge. Thanks for joining me in Little Green Sprout. So until I see you again, be happy, stay safe, and folks, let's get growing.